What is the death cycle? In this video, we will look at the environmental and socialization factors that contribute to the rise in crime amongst young people. We also want to look into the factors that contribute to the motivations that drive young people to engage in criminal activity by examining their daily routines and common behaviours and understanding the cycle that leads to their destruction. From our experience, we understand that the causes of disruption amongst young people are multifaceted. Poverty, parental neglect, low self-esteem, alcohol and drug abuse are all factors that contribute to young people breaking the law. Because of their birth circumstances, some young people are more likely to become criminals than others. Previous research has shown that media violence has an impact on teenagers and can lead to aggressive behavior. Although it is difficult to say whether youth violence is caused by media violence, our research has shown that playing violent video games, listening to violent music, eating unhealthy foods, and consuming substances increases aggressive thoughts and behaviors amongst children and young people. Now let's look at the main components in the cycle. Number 1, the music and the media. Music is important in the lives of young people, and they are exposed to it on a daily basis. However, there is concern that certain types of music have a negative impact on young people's attitudes and behaviors. Rap/hip-hop, drill music and grime music are 3 of the most popular genres of popular music amongst young people in England over the last 2 decades, have been accused of fostering problems in young people's behavior due to numerous references to violence and substance abuse within the lyrics. Major media outlets use music as one of their primary platforms for spreading their message and ultimately selling products to a young demographic. Music remains a valuable means of self-expression and perhaps a financial reward for young people who have a firm understanding of how to monetize their platform in exchange for large paydays via social media, even if it means exaggerating and living a lifestyle that does not represent the positive route to success, but instead displays an instant route to riches and inspires groups of young people across the country to embrace a life of crime in order to be accepted. According to our research, 2 out of every 5 young people within South London and Medway intend to engage in criminal activity for no apparent reason and are solely motivated by the content they consume on a daily basis. Furthermore, 85% of young people who have frequently participated in our programs express a concern about their safety when traveling to different areas, because each collective of young people who make music within the area normally post videos online and communicate via YouTube to communicate their message to neighboring areas. It doesn't matter if a neighboring area is only 10 minutes away. If you're unknown or don't have a strong tie or family tie, you could be in danger. The ability of technology has given any group of peers the ability to record a song on their phone and have it potentially have 1 million views within 24 hours, which could change your entire destiny, usually implying that whatever image was portrayed must be consistent. These factors play a significant role in the subconscious mind of every young person who recognizes the viability of the options available to them if they pursue this path, as well as the consequences of pursuing a false image. Number 2, nutrition. Eating a well-balanced diet is difficult for most young people, and it's even more difficult if you're on a tight budget, don't know much about nutrition, or don't know how to cook. Young people who adopt bad eating habits out of convenience are at a higher risk of developing serious health problems, which can lead to a variety of diseases. It's critical to be aware of each young person's eating habits and take into action. Providing a variety of healthy foods and encouraging a positive attitude towards a pleasurable part of life are effective ways to challenge the consciousness of our demographic's youth. Today more than ever, we recognize that the best time to plant the seeds of healthy living and a positive attitude towards food is when we are young. Researchers report today that an increasing number of fast food takeaways, such as fried chicken and kebab shops, are opening up, particularly in deprived areas, fueling fears that the dietary divide between the rich and the poor will widen even further. According to a survey, deprived areas in London and across the country have 5 times the number of fast food outlets as affluent areas. Children who are exposed to fast food on their way home from school are more likely to eat unhealthy foods. According to experts, by the age of 11, 1 out of every 3 children is overweight or obese. Poor nutrition can affect concentration and learning, as well as lead to violent or aggressive outbursts. In comparison to the general population, a poor diet can contribute to higher rates of poor mental and physical health. Your gut is your second brain, capable of influencing your mind, mood, and behavior in significant ways. A large body of evidence suggests that diet, toxic metals, food additives, insufficient nutrients, food allergies, lack of exercise, and malillumination all play a role in criminal behavior. There have been some clear links discovered between diet and hyperactivity, with sugar processed and refined foods being the main culprits. These foods have unpleasant behavioral effects, highlighting a significant link between food and criminal behavior characteristics. It's common knowledge that eating a well-balanced diet is essential for good health and well-being. It's also one of life's great social pleasures. Yet, far too many young people eat a poor diet, deficient in nutrition, which affects their overall outlook of life. Number 3, substance abuse. Marijuana is the only drug that has ever elicited such strong feelings. People join societies, attend cannabis events, supporting political causes, and even vote for politicians based on their cannabis views. Supporting cannabis legislation has become fashionable and progressive, whereas opposing legislation is seen as stodgy, reactionary, and conservative. Despite its widespread popularity, the science on cannabis use does not bode well, particularly for the teenage brain. Marijuana use has surpassed tobacco use as the most commonly used illicit substance amongst adolescents and young adults. According to multiple sources, more than half of 18 to 25-year-olds have tried cannabis, demonstrating that marijuana use is especially dangerous among teenagers. Early use has consistently been linked with poorer outcomes, owing to the fact that the brain is still developing and thus more vulnerable to the effects of drugs. Marijuana use in adolescence has been linked to poor memory, difficult learning, poorer outcomes, and even changes in the structure and function of specific brain regions. Adolescents and young people are more than likely than older adults to develop a marijuana addiction, which has negative consequences for physical, emotional, and psychological health. Unfortunately for teenagers, marijuana use can have much more long-term effects. The teenage brain is not fully mature, with neurodevelopment continuing to at least early to mid-20s. During adolescence, the brain is particularly sensitive to drug exposure, and marijuana use impacts how connections are formed within the brain. Other effects on the developing brain include interference with the neurotransmitters and abnormal brain shape and structure volume. Studies have shown that the use of marijuana is associated with reduced cognitive functions in teens. One study found that teens who regularly use marijuana lose an average of 5.8 IQ points by the time they reach adulthood. A recent study found that marijuana has more negative impacts on a teenager's cognitive development than alcohol. Other long-term risks associated with marijuana use include respiratory issues, increased chance of lung cancer and heart attack problems, problems with child development during and after pregnancy. So what are the solutions? Can we break the cycle? The identified components are 3 main catalysts in the vicious cycle that encourage the decline of our demographics young people who participate in either stage, which contribute to their overall mental condition. To break the cycle, we believe the following components may help reduce the number of young people who engage in the negative aspects of the cycle previously described. Number 1, interventions. Our program provides a variety of music-based interventions aimed at increasing children and young people's confidence and emotional stability, teaching people the fundamentals of music, entrepreneurship, life skills, and techniques for maintaining a healthy mentality, as well as how to recover when they experience a downturn. Number 2, partnership. We hope to form strong collaborations with organizations that share similar goals, as well as groups interested in developing effective intervention strategies to reduce reoffending amongst young people in London and in Kent. As an organization, we are developing a versatile service that will be available to local cohorts and institutions, such as schools and lower educational institutions that are focused on prevention. Online support courses. We intend to expand all our practices made available online, into a course format that reaches young people throughout the country. We recognize that due to the common friction between groups of young people from different neighboring areas, not every individual who wishes to participate will be able to do in person. Drop-in services. We intend to provide an effective drop-in service to keep in touch with participants to the point where they can act as positive thinking ambassadors. The success of participants will instill a sense of community pride in other young people and encourage them to become involved in future projects that we can present and foster future partnerships with other organisations across London and Kent. These are the current solutions that we feel that can help break the cycle. So once again, I hope you've enjoyed. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe and share this video if you understand that young people in your neighborhood are experiencing the same turn of events. Once again, thank you for listening. My name is Richard Akins from the Music Club, signing out.